Well, for the second week in a row, we are back on the twists and turns, the right-handers and the left-handers. Welcome, everybody, to Daytona Beach, Florida here for tonight's running of the WeatherTech 240. To kick off 4th of July weekend here at the Daytona International Speedway as we celebrate halfway through the calendar year and well past halfway through the season of this 2021 Body Armor Cup Series season. We've cranked out 20 races to this point. It has been an absolute thriller from start to finish here. So from start to current where we are right now today here, we've got 2 races coming at you this weekend. Tonight on this beautiful Thursday night, we go racing here on the road course, and then Sunday afternoon at high noon Eastern, we are going to go set them loose for 38 laps on the oval in the SpaceX 400. One of the bigger races of the summer, but boy, it pales in comparison, it feels, to what's coming next on the schedule. But it is Daytona. The stakes are always high, and with me, we have somebody back in the booth for the first time in a while. Chase Buck joining us here tonight, owner of Buck Racing. Last time, I don't think actually you've never been in the booth with us, but you guys have 2 wins on the season, courtesy of Jesse Turner. How do you guys feel tonight coming into this race?
Well, Jesse Turner, he won both of his races on an oval, I think, so he hasn't been the best at road courses, so I'm just hoping him and Ryan Durrani can, get it together, get better on the road courses, maybe get us a win tonight.
We'll have to see. Qualifying didn't quite play out as well as they were hoping for at Buck Racing, but we will have to see how it plays out. This is a very interesting racetrack here, especially with the addition of the front stretch chicane here that NASCAR added. We are going to be running that here tonight, unlike what we did last year on the Rolex Grand Prix. Taking a look at the points after 20 rounds of the season, Justin Zaidel leads the points, but it's now only down to 43 points over Dustin Davis, who is finally a series winner. Ada McCrow, Arctic Racing teammate to Dustin Davis, is up to 95 points behind Zaidel. So 2 Arctic Racing cars hunting down the points leader Zaidel. Colton Yeo moves up to 4th. William Brock, despite the result he didn't get at Road America, still moves up to 5th place, 129 off the lead. Zachary Fitzwater, who we saw lose all of his effort there last week, came undone on the final lap at Road America. He's now 136 back. Igor Barreto moves up a spot. Equan has him, one of the biggest movers from last week, along with Angel Oliveira. He's up 7 spots. Bouchard is up 7 spots. Angel Oliveira, you see there, still 208 back, but he's up 9 spots in the points. We'll just have to see how this plays out. Of the top 5 guys in points, only 2 have wins. Justin Zaidel, Aiden McCrow, and William Brock still are yet to get a win here this season. It's going to be interesting to see if these guys can score a victory here in the win column tonight. And a quick update on the constructors after that beatdown they put on at Road America late in the going to secure that win. Arctic Racing now holds a steady 23-point lead over Collins Racing in the constructors standings, which opens up to 34 over Team Velocistar. Stealth Racing up to 4th, a splendid year for the new team. And watch out there. I mean, you've got a whole bunch of guys there. Otter Island, Honda, Hamill, Jacoin, Buck Racing, Polar Star Motorsports, Perez family. All can see Arctic Racing. It's been very nip and tuck, much like it is in F1. Those guys have been shuffling positions back and forth all season long here, but we are set. The field is ready to roll off. As we take a warm-up lap here around this 14-turn road course here with this current configuration, let's take a look at the starting lineup. It's going to be Scott Upton in the Jack Daniels Toyota Camry, starting on pole position. Alongside of him, Joe Rutkowski, who won in his first ever start at the Homestead Miami Speedway. Logan Williams in the 38 starts on the inside of row number 2, and alongside of him is going to be, Equan has him in the 72. Row number 3 is Alexander Rowe in the 8 for Pacific Racing. Alongside of him is going to be Brett Sierra in the 67, who had a great run last weekend. Row number 4 is going to be Eric Monaco in the 79 for Otter Island Motorsports. Alongside of him, former Otter Island Motorsports star Angel Oliveira, the Texas Motor Speedway winner. Row number 5 is going to feature Patrick Smith in the 11 alongside of the Aussie Zachary Fitzwater. Row number 6 is Danny Bouchard and Nelson Reeves. And row number 7, William Brock, Ada McCrow. Row number 8, Justin Zaidel, him and Nathan Baird running the special rainbow accent colors there in honor of the 5-year anniversary of the tragedy that was the Pulse nightclub shooting. But as they come on to turn number 6, all 41 drivers here who are looking to tackle this wildly unpredictable road course. We saw a thrilling battle last season between Justin Zeidel and Josh Williamson, who wound up scoring the victory. And we saw a lap 1 crash, which, if I remember correctly, saw you dive bomb turn number 1 and take out the front row starters. What do we expect as these guys dive it off into turn number 1 here tonight?
Well, certainly you won't see me dive bombing because, you know, I don't drive anymore, but maybe a wreck. You know, this is a bit of a braking zone in a turn number 1. You never really know what you're gonna expect. Obviously, new configuration, so but that's really only with the chicane on the front stretch. So it'll be interesting, I think, going down into turn number 1 and the rest of the lap.
It should definitely be interesting. Should be a one-stop race here tonight. A pit stop just after halfway. We'll see how the track rubbers in tire-wise, but finally, obviously, it is time to make your pick to win here tonight. Chase, who do you have winning this race?
I got the 79 of Eric Monaco. I think he's going to win.
That would be a 2 for as Eric Monaco looking to sweep the entire season here on Daytona Beach. That would be an impressive run from him. I'm going to say watch out for the 72 Equan Hasm. This is a guy who really has a knack to just pull up out of nowhere and secure a really clutch victory. And also got to watch out for, he's one guy up here. He's now in front of Joe Rutkowski, I believe, in the points. So, but here we come. Pace car is going to lead them down through the turn 13 and 14 chicane here on the front straightaway. We still don't know why exactly this chicane is here. It's kind of stupid, but we wanted a race here at night, and this is the only version that really works at night. Scott Upton, Joe Rutkowski, off of the chicane onto the front straightaway. Ladies and gentlemen, let's go racing. We're green here on 4th of July weekend in the WeatherTech 240. Upton sends it really well through the first corner there as they slide through turn number 2 now in a little bit of a kink there. Along down the short chute into the International Horseshoe. It's Logan Williams getting a breakaway from Alexander Rowe. Eric Monaco is moving up a few spots. Equan Hasm is falling like a rock super quickly here. Rutkowski, though, has also lost a couple positions, and William Brock from about row number 5 is already up to about 7th position, moving his way up quickly here through this field. Patrick Smith, Alonso. We got some more guys losing some time. Turner going for a pass on the points leader, Zeidel, and maybe can he get around Fitzwater? And so far, it looks like everybody made it around the racetrack. I see everybody still on the track. They have made it clean so far as they race. Oh, Dustin Davis with a little bit of contact. Dustin Davis, still last week's winner, only man with some damage. They race down through the oval turns 1 and 2.
They're coming to the backstretch chicane now. Scott Upton leads the way over the 38 of Logan Williams. He's still going to have that lead, actually. Oh, as the 8 of, I believe that is Alexander Rowe, is going to get out of line there. A little bit of a gap between the top 4. They've seemed to gap the rest of the field just a little bit. Scott Upton's put a gap on everybody else, though, right now, as they come to turns 13 and 14 down onto the front stretch.
This is going to be a very tricky chicane. Those big sausage curbs there can really cause some damage to the car and slow you up. Joe Rutkowski there found out the hard way. I don't know what just happened, but here comes Logan Williams to the outside into turn number 1. Is he going to outbrake Scott Upton? He got side by side. I apologize that we missed that. He got side by side with Upton there coming through the tri-oval. They're going to race down through turn 2. Oh, Upton almost kissed the go bowling wall, and he's going to get a huge breakaway there from Logan Williams, but Logan Williams hustling his way around this road course. He didn't enter particularly close to that 41 car, but boy, on the exit of that chicane, he closed in all of his time.
It was an incredible run by Logan Williams out of the chicane. That's brought everybody really back close together. There's a bit, maybe like a half-second gap between everybody. Not anymore, as you see Eric Monaco right behind Joe Rutkowski now. So this is going to be interesting, I think, playing out later in the race.
No, because keep in mind, too, we will have a pit stop, which means tire strategy comes into play, which means, you know, somebody gets to undercut. Right now at the stripe the last time, it's only 3 seconds back to William Brock. So you get an undercut, get in a lap early, get some clean racetrack. You never know what could happen. Noah Clifton, I don't know what happened to this 97 car. He's 42 seconds off the pace, doesn't have a lot of damage. All 41 cars, though, are still on the racetrack. Very clean start to the race. Alexander Rowe.
What a good run. These guys get out of the chicane. I mean, Logan Williams was not anywhere close, and he comes out alongside him. Same with Alexander Rowe. Maybe a bit closer, but he gets side by side with him in the chicane. Let's see what happens here on the front stretch chicane. Not quite going to be able to make a move. He's right behind him, but just an incredible run they get out of the chicane. I'm not sure why.
Well, they definitely carry a ton of speed down there, and you can see the way they launch out of the bus stop on the back straightaway. Sorry for the lag there down in turn number 1 and 2. I don't know what's going on there. Well, hopefully it'll resolve itself. Probably my stupid antivirus. Your pick to win, Eric Monaco, has moved his way into the top 5, which is a great run for him so far. Joe Rutkowski, 4th position. Alexander Rowe, this is easily the best run he's had all season long, and by a mile for Pacific Racing. He's looked splendid the past couple of weeks, which also happens, you know, we've seen a lot of road course racing. As for the lead, Logan Williams in the West Horseshoe is going to try and go side by side with Scott Upton down the short chute into turn number 6 as they try and come back onto the oval. Upton's going to move over to the right, chops him off. Now Alexander Rowe's going to be able to close right back in a little bit, but Williams is going to be right in the toe of Scott Upton as they head down to turns 8, 9, 10, and 11 of the bus stop on the back straightaway. Boy, this 38 car is going to get a shot here to possibly overtake Upton in the 41. Let's see what they can do down the back straightaway. And if you're Rowe, you got to be ready to pounce if somebody makes a mistake. They slide it through 8, through 9. Upton a little wide. Logan Williams tried it, almost had a shot. He's going to have to set him up in the chicane on the front stretch.
I shut him up there. I mean, he had a pretty good run through there. Just couldn't get it done. Scott Upton chopped his nose off just a little bit. Alexander Rowe's definitely close to gap a little bit on him. See what happens to the front stretch chicane.
Oh, Upton almost hit the curb.
Quite. Here comes Eric Monaco. He's right behind Joe Rutkowski now. Let's see if he can do anything down in turn number 1.
We knew coming in this was going to be a very tough place to pass, but we didn't think that the top front of the field would still be this close. Top 10 at the stripe. Alonso's only 5.5 seconds off the leader at a road course. Rowe with a big slide.
Rowe gets all out of it there. Slides almost into the grass, able to save it. But I'm not entirely sure what happened to him. Not very good.
He has been driving like a new man, though, these past couple of weeks. You can just see it in that team. You know, his performances the past couple of weeks overseas at Twin Ring Motegi, on the road courses of Willow Springs and Road America. Actually, I don't remember if he did I think he salvaged a top 20 out of Road America. But it's been only the 8-car Pacific Racing's really seem to be able to turn it around lately. Keegan Thompson is definitely still struggling, but it's nice to see for a team that just hasn't had the kind of luck that they've had all year to finally get some good luck. Upton's pulling away from Williams. We're going to see how the pit stop falls. Haslam has settled down into 8th. Bouchard in 9th. And then let's see back here. It is Alonso in 10th. Patrick Smith in 11th. Olvera, Andrew Williams in 12th and 13th. 14th is your driver, Jesse Turner, having a nice run today. Zachary Fitzwater, the Pocono winner, in 15th. Justin Zeidel in 16th. Not the run he wants to have, but nobody in front of him outside of William Brock is doing that much damage in the standings. Oh, boy. Uh-oh. Andrew Miller, Nelson Reeves, and Dale Lightning have all retired in a crash. Depending on how I was feeling editing, you will have seen that replay. Oh, it was a big wreck. Brandon Nelson is destroyed, and Thomas Troxel is down pit road, and he doesn't have damage on the car.
Interesting. I mean, his nose was completely destroyed there. Trox was about to get lapped by the leaders.
Troxel is still on the lead lap. We'll have to see how this plays out come pit stop time and see what he can do, but he's going to need another stop. So it is a 2-stop now for Troxel. There's no question about it. There are a lot of cars torn up in the back of this pack, so we'll have to, we may do post-race replays, we may not. We'll see. But up front, top 10 cars still separated by only 4.7 seconds at the stripe that time. They're don't seem to have a ton of room to pass around this track, but it's staying close, and you can feel the intensity picking up, especially as we get to pit stops here in about 3 or 4 laps.
And nobody has really been able to replicate the run that the 38 had on that first lap into the final chicane. I mean, he just spent it because they're getting by Troxel now. The 38 is going to get held up just a little bit behind him, I think. Brings Rose side by side with him now. Or he was. He's still getting held up. Rose is going to go by him.
He's going to go by both of them. He's going to take the high side of the wall. I don't entirely know what's going on with Troxel. Troxel is definitely slow. This is going to kill Logan Williams' run here. They're going to have to try and split him into the chicane.
It was an interesting decision.
Oh my goodness, and they wreck, and they wreck. Oh, it's a big one. Monaco into the wall. Williams has him. The whole field is blocked. I can't see the replay because of the stinking boards over there. Oh, this is going to be huge for the championship. William Brock just lost a bunch of positions. Brett Sierra loses position. Smith has him. Alonso. Guys who are having top 10 runs. I mean, luckily the field was spaced out enough. It may not hurt them too bad. We'll have to see. I don't know what just happened to Troxel. He was obviously far off the pace. I don't know what's wrong with that car. Well, I mean, I know it is now. He just got into a huge accident, but Haslam is slow off the pace. He just lost a bunch of positions. Logan Williams is all beat up. William Brock is beat up. I think that just moved. Jesse Turner just moved into the top 5 with that. No. Jesse Turner is now up to 6th position thanks to that. And Logan Williams is already all the way back in 10th. Other drivers, Haslam is outside of the top 10 now. I have no idea what was wrong with Troxel, but him and Logan Williams got together there. And boy, that makes this a 4-horse race at the front of this field. No doubt about it now.
Yeah, I mean, that was a little crazy. I'm not sure why the 38 stayed behind him for so long, and then he just, you know, kind of ran into him coming out of the chicane. So, Scott Upton still leads by Rowe by about a second. Now an 11-second gap that fills first through 10th. That's different than that 4.7 gap just a few laps ago. So.
And it could very well be bigger when we come across the start-finish line. Alexander Rowe, he got a big run on the high side, exiting turn 14. Here he comes into turn 1 and 2. Can he stick it? Just not quite there. He tried to do what the 38 did. Upton slide it really wide there. Let's see if Upton, which lane he takes as they head through the dogleg there. Turn number 2, down into the International Horseshoe. Rowe is really just came alive there on that lap in that sector final. Oh, he's going to dive bomb to the inside of the horseshoe. Can't quite get out side by side with him onto the dogleg. This is going to allow Rutkowski, who's looking for his 2nd win of the season still, to get back up into the mix. And here comes Eric Monaco. That might allow him to have the door open a little bit. But these two of Rowe and Upton, 2 drivers without a win this season. And Alexander Rowe, a driver who still hasn't won, looking to prove himself to secure a ride for next season. Boy, the intensity just picked up a notch up here at the front. Rowe is still hawking all over the back of that 41 car. He's not letting Upton get away.
Yeah, I mean, it seems if you're back just a little bit, going down in that chicane, you get an extremely good run coming out of it. You know, who's happy right now, though? It's that 44, Joe Rutkowski. He's going to be able to close the gap now. I think he had a 1.7 gap. It's now down to 1.2. Rowe not able to do anything there on the backstretch chicane, but Actually, he gets a pretty decent run coming out of it.
Oh boy. Oh
He's
boy.
closing extremely quickly.
Oh, here we go for the lead. Is this the moment of the race that Alexander Rowe's been waiting for? He's going to dive into the chicane. Upton's going to... What a run into the top of the chicane by Scott Upton. Alexander Rowe.
Chopped off him in the nose.
That was a brave block by Alexander Rowe. He could have easily been taken out there. Rutkowski slipped up a little bit exiting those chicanes, so we'll have to see how that plays out. Jesse Turner looking to move his way into the top 5. Talk about some wreck avoidance he pulled there on that Troxel incident. Let's see now as these two though are putting on a spirited battle, but I would happen to agree though. This man right here, he's got to start thinking a pit strategy that he could use to possibly get around them, which, I mean, with my luck, I'll have left it on 1X and we won't have pit stops and all that talk will be for naught, but...
Jesse Turner's up into the top 5 now.
He is. He has passed Brett Sierra before the International Horseshoe from the looks of it. Turner coming into today, needing a big run to help him in the points. 20th in points, 231 off the lead. He's in front of Zidell. Brock Davis, he has a shot to close in a bit here today, so we'll see what our two-time winner on the season can do. Oh boy, this battle up front though, it's going to go down into the pits, no doubt about it. Somebody's going to have to pull off a pit strategy to beat this 41. He is looking about as best as he ever has in this series here today. That 41 car is on rails. He won the pole. He actually doesn't have one of the top 10 fastest laps of the day. That is Trey Bartos, so that's an interesting statistic.
That'll definitely be interesting in the pits. I mean, really, if you could try and pull an undercut here, get that clean air, get out, and have some room to do some fast laps, catch up.
Here we go.
But here we go, yeah. Nobody had the chance to do an undercut.
They all going to follow in? Okay, then. So it's going to be a race off of pit road. On a side note, Zachary Fitzwater, Davey Johnson, and Caleb Rose are all out of this race. That is 3 drivers in the top 15 in points. That is huge for the championship here with those 3 out of the race. There is definitely going to be some championship implications coming after this race for that. Fitzy, Johnson, Rose, all out of this race. Oh boy, oh boy. Here we go, though.
He comes out of the pits first.
And it's going to be Rowe. Rowe, Upton. Upton still leads out of the pits. Oh, my goodness. He passed him
on the pit. What?
Oh, my goodness. He passed him on the outlap ramp to the... Oh, my goodness. And Monaco got by Rutkowski for the moment. Alexander Rowe, Pacific Racing with the pit stop of the season. This is a man who comes into this race 40th in points, and he just pulled off one of the biggest pit stop moves we've seen all season. Unbelievable here at Daytona International Speedway. I don't think that's going to be the last pass for this race, though, because this 41 of Scott Upton is on a mission here today. He wants to go back to victory lane. It was announced race. Oh, here he goes up to the bottom. Not quite there yet. But he wants to get one more win for that team under the Grattan Motorsports name before that team will transfer hands to Brandon Nelson for next season. Boy, would Upton love to do it here at Daytona. Monaco, you want to talk about a guy who had a poor stop. Rutkowski came in right behind the leaders, and he's going to have lost about 4 seconds or so on that cycle. Monaco won't have gained a lot of time, but he'll have gained the position. Jesse Turner still in the top 5. Splendid run for him. Angel Olvera, Alonso in the top 10. Daniel Bouchard and Andrew Williams. So the bottom 2 guys in points happen to be in the top 10 right now. That is absolutely amazing.
Rutkowski, not a very good pit stop for him. Let's see what happens coming onto the front stretch. He's not going to be able to get that good run that everyone else is getting. For him, as we're coming down to, what is that, 7 laps left?
7 laps to go, yep.
I mean, nothing really out of the pit stops for Scott Upton. A lot for Alexander Rowe. Obviously, he gained the lead. That was an incredible move to get that lead. I mean, yeah, I think Rowe,
around the outside on the warm-up lane.
yeah. Rowe's gonna have an opportunity to win this race now. He just needs to keep Upton behind him.
No, he is going to have a big-time opportunity here. They're going to have to be careful, too, because this guy, Eric Monaco, started in 5th. It feels like he has a very quick race car here. We will see what he can do as this race unfolds. Got to watch out. I mean, we've seen some carnage already here tonight, so it's not out of the bloom that somebody could get taken out. Alpha B, we have a new incident here. Oh, some late pit stoppers. Sakala, Clifton.
Well, those were the guys in the original, right, weren't they?
Well, that is true. Clifton and Davis looked like they had a tangle up on lap 1. Obviously, at this time, we still haven't seen the Brandon Nelson incident.
Yeah. Let's see if Scott Upton, he seems to have fallen back just a little bit through that chicane. Let's see what he can do coming to the front stretch chicane.
Oh,
he's gonna send it in there.
Just look how deep he goes. This trailing car all night through the chicane has been just absolutely sending it into that chicane. Let's watch the time delta here.
So 2-3 seconds.
They took a couple hundreds off. That's not going to be enough though to make any significant gain. Oh my, what in the world is going on here? We have a battle for 10.
3 wide.
They are 3 wide into turn number 1, and Williams is going to get shoved off into the... Oh, no, he's not? Oh, my goodness, Andrew Williams.
That was incredible.
I don't know how in the world David Johnson and Daniel McMillan pulled that off. They didn't wreck, and somehow both of them got by Andrew Williams. So shuffle that 28 car outside of the top 10, and now shuffle Daniel McMillan up into the top 10, and David Johnson in the Perez Family Racing Special ALS Awareness Paint Scheme for this 4th of July weekend. A lovely looking car with a important meaning there for the team, and lovely to see them running a solid race there for David Johnson. Oh boy, it feels like this 79 Eric Monaco, he's starting to gap Rutkowski a little bit, but it feels like these guys may be gapping Monaco a little too quickly. Oh, that was a wide apex to that chicane there for Alexander Rowe. Might open the door for Upton heading into the chicane. Just the brakings, the way the trailing car has been diving into that braking zone today has just been incredible.
Yeah, I mean, just he closes it up so much. Anybody he gets a little bit loose out of there, actually, looked like got over the curb, but just the way that they're able to follow into the chicanes and get out of the chicanes faster and sometimes side by side with them, that's just crazy. Able to send it in there so deep, make it stick.
One lap car, Marty Sakala up ahead, shouldn't be an issue. He's pretty well comfortable ahead. He's running about 120, let's see here, he's running 2:06.57 was his last lap. 150, well, actually he pits, so we can't really get a gander for how good. It looks like he's pacing okay, so he shouldn't be an issue. This is the guy you want to watch for. He took a 10th out last lap. I mean, he's going to need to take out more than just a 10th, but I mean, visually on track, it looks like he's starting to close the gap in. We'll have to see how this plays out. Top 4, obviously, as you saw earlier in the race, Logan Williams and Thomas Troxel, who was a lap down at the time, came together, caused a huge pileup on the front straightaway. That really changed the complexion of the race here for this top bunch. It looked like, I mean, I think the 38 could have had a car to win this race the way he was driving, but Alexander Rowe followed Scott Upton into the pits and pulled off one of the best pit maneuvers we've seen all season, the outside of the warm-up lane. And now he is really starting to put Scott Upton to bed now. Starting to gap him here. And he's putting the gap on Monaco as well. It ain't over till it's over, especially here at Daytona, but Rowe is starting to do what he needs to do to put this race away here.
Yes, he is. Let's look at the time gap coming to the line now. Maybe just over what it is. No, he actually not as big. But that 79 of Eric Monaco has closed the gap by 2/10 that lap. Not enough still if he wants to catch him by the end of the race, but if they make a mistake or they get side by side, or if Marty
boy. Oh no.
They run in the lap car, could be his for the winning.
Well, never thought the way the season was going, I'd see one of my cars in 37, the other one 30-something a lap down, and the other one who caused the wreck, and another one about to maybe cause an incident. But I take back what I said earlier, because they have caught Marty Sakala. He is about 6 seconds off the pace, and they're going to catch him heading into about maybe the same area that Logan Williams caught Thomas Troxel.
This will be incredible if, I mean...
Oh, there they go. Oh my goodness. He holds him up. He holds him up.
So Scott Upton. Scott Upton's going to get held up.
Oh, but Upton's going to follow through the turn. Oh, Upton goes wide.
Upton goes wide.
Way wide through the grass. That might end this race for Alexander Rowe as long as he can keep this car on the track. Upton just absolutely biffed the entry.
Monaco is caught right up to him. He's going to move to his inside now.
Oh, there goes Monaco. He's going to dive bomb to the underside of the pole sitter. Oh, and they make contact. Big beating and banging. And with all this,
he's caught up.
I was about to say that. With all this, it's going to allow Rutkowski an opportunity to maybe get back up to the runner-up position. Here comes Monaco. He's hawking all over the back of that 41. But this guy out here, Alexander Rowe, just said sayonara. He has opened up a huge lead now. 2.5 seconds on Scott Upton. They've all cleared Sakala. He just has to keep the car on the track for 2.5 more circuits, and he should be good to go. Patrick Smith, the only lap car. I don't know what he's lapping for times. He's probably slow, but he's way far out in front. And boy, oh boy, the season of surprises continues. The underdog looking to pull up the upset here against two of the biggest names in the series, Monaco, Rutkowski, and a series winner in Scott Upton. He's got 2.5 more laps to go. This man in the 8 machine, though, you want to talk about a mid-season turnaround. This man has been on absolute fire here in the past couple of races. He's got 2 top 10s in the past 3 races. Past 3 races. One at Willow Springs, one at Twin Ring Motegi. It feels like things are finally starting to click for this team after such a long, hard, and painful opener to the season.
Yes, they do appear to be. I mean, leading this race now by 2.5 seconds. As nothing really happening between Monaco, Upton right now. Let's see if he gets a good run out of there. Sometimes they don't catch up to him in the chicane. They get the good run out and just like fly by them. Doesn't look like he will. So, I mean, I think Alexander Rowe has this race in the bag. It's just who's going to get second, third, fourth. This is the main battle right now.
Do you want to give a quick update on the rest of the top 10, top 15 or so? Jesse Turner, great run for him in 5th. This is going to help him in the championship. Brett Sierra 6th, looking to hold off Alonso 7th. Those two have had some fun this year tangling together. 8th is Olvera. 9th is Bouchard. 10th is Danny McMillan. Double point, double top 10 day for Otter Island Motorsports. 11th is David Johnson. great run for him in that car. Josh Williamson, 12th, a great run for him, given how the three-time winner season has gone. Andrew Williams, as we said, for a man who comes into this race 41st in points, a 13th is spectacular for him. Keegan Thompson, 14th, a double top 15 day in the works here for Pacific Racing. Trey Bartow, 15th. Igor Barreto, 16th. One on Willow Springs. No luck here for him today. Ryan Durrani.
These came all the way from last.
This is the second race in a row Ryan Durrani started on the last row, or on the last two rows at a road course. And this is going to be the second race in a row. If he completes the next lap and a half, he'll have finished inside the top 20 on arguably the two hardest road courses to pass on the entire schedule.
That's insane.
I hope we see this man in victory lane sometime this year. That would be awesome to see. Colton Yo, 18th. Not a great run for him. Bailey Pendergast, 19th, and Logan Williams trying to hold off Justin Zidell for 20th position. Oh, Sakala got punted by Olvera. I guess, or Bouchard. They had enough of him holding them up. That's the second team Velocistar car to get punted there in that turn. Not a good day for us. I promise I'll take care of it. Alonso got by Brett Sierra, moving him up to 6th. Another great run for Alonso. He's had a couple. He's really starting to put together a couple nice races here in the midsummer stretch. Upton was going to get one last shot, I would say, heading into the front stretch chicane on Scott Upton, the pole sitter who led the first half of the race. But Alexander Rowe with the pit exit of his life. You don't see that often, somebody make that bold of a move on pit exit. Williams is holding off Zidell for the moment, so Zidell another poor finish. Arthur Xavier, fastest lap of the day at the moment. Dustin Davis, last week's winner, 23rd. Just a lot of big names in this championship hunkered down deep in the field tonight. Well, on a night, though, that was just sitting there waiting for somebody to go up and take it, the man who came into this race 40th in points, Alexander Rowe. As they say, even the clock has to strike at some point, and a man who was robbed of a Daytona 500 win last season and still was one of the greatest drives we've ever seen, comes back to Daytona. It's not the same redemption, but he's going to finally get a win here at the Daytona International Speedway. Alexander Rowe, first career win on the road course of Daytona. He wins the WeatherTech 240. Scott Upton is going to come home second. Monaco in third. Rutkowski in fourth. Great run for Rutkowski to get his season back on track. Jesse Turner, Hairgel Arvin Alonso, Brett Sierra, 5th through 6th, 7th. Bouchard, Olvera, McMillan getting Otter Island that double top 10. Josh Williamson, 12th. David Johnson, 11th. Great to see that scheme do well. Thompson, Williams, all hanging out there. Ryan Durrani, 18th after starting 41st. That is some incredible driving by that man. And Justin Zidell sneaks into the top 20 at the finish line. Arthur Xavier was the fastest lap of the day at a 1:55.61. So that is doesn't mean anything this season. It will be worth a point next season, but the story of this race, though, was absolutely some of the guys who DNF'd, and this man right here, Alexander Rowe, finally scoring a victory after what feels like forever, bringing that team up, hopefully from the basement. What are your thoughts on the race we just witnessed here tonight at the Daytona Road Course? Definitely the way it played out, not how I think any of us intended when we started the night.
Yeah, I mean, it was. The race was pretty good. The move that Rowe pulled off on pit road was incredible. That last 5, 6, 7 laps battle between third, fourth, and second, pretty good. Yeah, I just think it was all around. It was a pretty good race. I'm pretty happy with the top 5 and the top 20, so yeah.
No, it's definitely, I mean, for your team too, that's going to be a pretty big day for them in the points. Double top 20 and a top 5 finish with Jesse Turner. So hopefully going to see some more shuffling as it continues to unfold here in the constructor side of things. But, oh my goodness. The race for the championship just continues to unfold and twist and turn and change the flow of who has the momentum. It looked like Zaidel was going to walk away with this a few weeks ago. He has back-to-back finishes outside the top 15. And who's in front of him? I mean, there's not a whole lot of guys in front of him who are going to capitalize big. I mean, Jesse Turner should gain a little bit. Daniel Bouchard's going to gain some, but he came into the night 203 back. Olvera's probably going to be one of the bigger gainers, but, I mean, he was still 208 out. It's a weird night. Colton Yo finishes ahead of Zaidel, so he should close in a little bit, but that's not going to be a huge point gap there. So a strange night in the championship. Zaidel struggling, and it's going to open, maybe it'll open a door, but that does it here from the Daytona Road Course. We're going to see you guys in about 3 days' time on the 4th of July, the SpaceX 400, the red, white, the big old party down here in Daytona, because we keep the 4th of July tradition alive of racing at Daytona on the 4th of July. Just like you'll see Cabela's Cup Series. If that might have been last week, so I won't lie, I don't know. Yeah, no, it should be this. Yeah, it's going to be this weekend. Should be tomorrow night, I believe. Maybe Saturday night. We'll find out. But make sure to watch the Cabela's Cup Series from Daytona. And then make sure to tune in again Sunday afternoon at 12 noon Eastern for the SpaceX 400 from the Daytona International Speedway. And make sure to keep voting in the All-Star race for the Moto All-Star race at Hotlanta. That closes at the end of that race. On behalf of Chase Buck, thank you guys for all tuning in to tonight's race. Congratulations to Alexander Rowe, Brennan Wilmington, and Pacific Racing on their first win of the season. And we will see you guys in just a few days from Daytona. Until then, so long, everybody.